You.
That's right. Clean the kids' room. Minutes, mow the yard.
Got 1 minute. So yeah. Low bar. How's your trip? Good. Portland? Yeah, I've been just to Portland, but not into any of the rural areas. Cool.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order, the Planning Commission. I will ask for an approval of the agenda for August 1st, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Great. And I will ask for an approval on the minutes of the June 6th, 2019 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Great. Moving right along, I will ask staff for procedure on the preliminary and final plat for PC 2019-10 from the Quick Trip Corporation.
Sure. So tonight's plat for Quick Trip, you will be taking 2 actions. First is to approve the preliminary plat. Those on preliminary plats, the Planning Commission does take final action to approve those, and that is the item that has the public hearing associated with it. Preliminary plats show then how the property will be developed over time, which can include multiple final plats. Tonight, Quick Trip is asking for approval of both the preliminary and the final plat, since this is a 1-lot plat. So after you approve the preliminary plat and close that public hearing, we will ask you to also take action to make a recommendation to the City Council on the final plat for this particular development. We do have the applicant here, if you'd like him to go ahead and make his presentation to you.
Come on up.
Good evening. My name is Eric Eckhart, Quick Trip Corporation. I didn't prepare any type of PowerPoint or anything to present to you guys, but I think Sarah's pretty much covered everything we're requesting, so we would just ask for your approval tonight, and I'm available for any questions.
Great.
You're working with MoDOT for a different, make sure all the lane changes and everything on Arbor Road.
That's correct. Yeah, there's a whole separate plan outside of the construction of the store for some improvements out on Armour Road and to the streetlights, and everything's been through MoDOT and has their approval, and will be part of this project as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a staff presentation or?
So I'll go ahead and make our presentation about both the preliminary and the final plat.
Okay.
Quick Trip acquired both the former OUP site and also excess right-of-way from MoDOT that's tucked into that on-ramp, and it needs to be platted before they move forward with their development. They have been working with MoDOT and with the city on the improvements to the roadway that are necessary to support the store, but no additional right-of-way dedication is needed. We have asked them to make 2 dedications of easements to the city, and those are actually better shown on the final plat. So one is a sanitary sewer easement running right down here. This is approximately the location of the driveway. We have a sanitary sewer line there that we don't have an easement for, so they've agreed to do that, and they're also going to dedicate an area for us to erect gateway signage over here in this corner of the site. It's kind of hard to read. So they've agreed to make both of those easement dedications. Those will be accepted by the City Council when they approve the final plat, but are shown on the preliminary and the final that you will act on tonight. We did advertise the public hearing for the preliminary plat in the Kansas City Star and posted a sign on the property. Mallory had a hard time getting it to stand up, but it was out there, and mailed notice. And so we've checked all the boxes for the public hearing for the preliminary plat. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have also.
Seeing no questions for Sarah, I will open the public hearing on the preliminary plat case PC 2019-10. Seeing nobody come forward, I will entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Great. I'm assuming there's no commissioner questions since nobody came up from those So I will entertain a motion on the case,
First on the preliminary plat.
on the preliminary plat.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we send this preliminary plat on up for approval with the conditions as they're outlined here by the staff.
I would ask for you to approve the preliminary plat or to not approve it, but you're not making a recommendation on the preliminary plat.
Okay, let me rephrase. I will move that we approve with the conditions as laid out by the staff.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Great, thank you. And I assume, so you already did the staff report for
Yes.
both.
We would
So
recommend-
I will entertain a motion now on the final plat.
I move that we accept the final plat and move it up the line to the city council.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Perfect.
Did we do that right?
That works.
Seeing no objection from Sarah, I guess we assume we did okay on that one. Great. Moving right along to the conditional use permit PC 2019-09 for the Little Store.
I will just note for the record that it will appear on the August 20th city council agenda, the final plat.
Great. Thanks, Sarah. So you want to start with staff report on procedure?
Sure. So the procedure for a conditional use permit is somewhat similar to a preliminary plat. We did receive a complete application and published notice in the Kansas City Star on July 17th. A sign was posted on the property, and notices were mailed to property owners within 185 feet of this property. Conditional use permits are discretionary on the part of the city council. You, after holding the public hearing, will make a recommendation to the city council for their consideration of approval of a conditional use permit, which, as the name would suggest, always come with conditions. The applicant's attorney is here, if you'd like her to start with the presentation.
Sure. Come up.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Erica Baker here on behalf of the Little Store. So basically what we're here to ask for is a conditional use permit that will allow the Little Store to sell alcohol and to be open until 8 p.m. Under its current variance, the store is only open till 6, and most of its business was coming from the North Kansas City high schoolers during the lunch period, and the lunch period is now going to be closed coming up in the coming school year, so this is going to be a big hit to their business. And so in order to sustain the business, they're asking that they be allowed to serve the alcohol and be open to serve dinner to appeal to an older demographic. The Little Store currently, a lot of their patrons are from the neighborhood. It's a lot of foot traffic. It's not very many people coming from bringing extra traffic and all of that. So they don't believe that any of that will change. It will just be more appealing to the neighborhood. We've talked to a lot of the surrounding neighbors. Many of them are very excited and very supportive of this change. They think that it will help with people wanting to just get a drink and not have to cross the street or go to the bar, but being able to have that access to be able to walk to have dinner and have a glass of wine or have a beer. So the Little Store doesn't believe that it's going to negatively affect the surrounding areas. They believe that it's actually going to be fulfilling the city's mantra, which can be found on the website, which is, I believe it's virtually urban and
Supremely suburban.
virtually urban, supremely suburban. And so it's our position that we think that this change is going to continue to fulfill that mantra and continue to offer a very unique experience for the residents of Northtown, and to save the Little Store and allow it to be sustainable. I think with them losing the high school students is going to be really hard for them to make it otherwise through that change. So we believe that this is going to give them the ability to continue to be a relic of this community, and that's our presentation.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Thank you. Sarah?
So this is our very first application under our brand-new zoning ordinance. So it's kind of a milestone. But in the new zoning ordinance, the R4 district now allows limited-size retail and restaurant uses with a conditional use permit, and that size limit is 1,500 square feet. And we have, if you noticed in the staff report, a new set of criteria for review of a conditional use permit. So the staff report looks a little different than you may be used to. We have more criteria than we used to. This is located in our traditional neighborhood character area under the master plan. This area is characterized by a mix of housing types and small-scale neighborhood-serving commercial uses. So we do find this use to be in accordance with the planning strategies for the area. No construction activity is permitted, so there's no new site plan submitted as part of this application. We are proposing a list of 8 conditions for this conditional use permit. One is related to the size of the retail or restaurant uses is limited to 1,500 square feet. So that's all that's permitted under the conditional use permit in the zoning district. That operations will be limited to Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. That was the hours of operation that were requested by the applicant. No signs advertising the sale of alcoholic beverages will be visible outside the building at 2107 Knox. Sales by drink liquor licenses shall be restricted to restaurant bar licenses only. There are different categories of liquor licenses. So there's restaurant bar and tavern is kind of 2 general categories. And the condition here is that tavern licenses shall not be issued for this establishment, that they have to serve food and the drinks are being served with food sales. And also noting here in this condition that the applicant's responsible for obtaining the required liquor licenses. Number 5 is any tables, chairs, or furnishings shall be confined to the property and not allowed to block or impede ingress or egress to the building or encroach into the right-of-way. And then 6, 7, and 8 are our 3 standard conditions for all conditional use permits. The applicant will comply with all amendments or revisions requested by staff to comply with our building codes, utility requirements, or site plan requirements. The conditional use permit applies only to the use described herein. Any changes to the building or parcels that are the subject of the conditional use permit must be communicated with us within 6 months so that we can determine if the CUP needs to be amended, reauthorized, discontinued, or revoked, and that the permit is contingent on the operation being conducted without any detrimental impacts to the public health, safety, or welfare. We do recommend approval with those 8 conditions, and I would be happy to answer any questions you might have.
I have a question. Boy, that's a lot of conditions for a conditional use permit. But you mentioned the time 6 to 8 was at the request of the applicant. The applicant's aware of all of these and has agreed to them, so that you guys know about all this stuff. Okay, all right.
Nope. Okay, thanks, Sarah. With that, I hereby open the public hearing on conditional use permit case PC 2019-09. Come forward, come on.
And I would remind everyone speaking to please identify yourself and give us your address.
Hi, my name is Jean Youngbloom Flick. I live at 820 East 22nd Avenue, just around the corner from the little store. Been a resident of North Kansas City approximately 6 years now. I live and work literally 3 blocks from each other, so I'm completely in the community. I can't even leave the community to go to the hospital. So, needless to say, if I go on vacation, all I got to do is hop the border and I'm into the city. So, with that being said, I just wanted to encourage. I grew up in a neighborhood where we knew each other, we hung out, we got to converse. Nowadays, technology doesn't give us that opportunity. Our lifestyles are go, go, go. And by the time the little store is closed, they're really good community nature people that support the community, have always done it through the whole time that I've been here and know them. to be able to go and just relax and visit some other people in the community and enjoy and get out in my neighborhood, walk down the street, get to know my neighbors a little more like the old time days. I think that's what North Kansas City wants, based on some new information I learned by the motto. How about that? I learned something new today. But they're very responsible, wonderful, loving, and committed people that really have a talent for some very good food, and it's kind of a really niche-y place. So with all the people that we came out originally with the first meeting, there were like 50 or 60 people out for that. So, you know, we're all kind of behind them in the neighborhood, and we'd really like to see that and have that capability to make that unique little niche in our neighborhood really still enjoyable and maybe grow some more community together.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else like to say anything? Come on.
My name is Ron Knight. I'm the owner of the Little Store. I also live in North Kansas City at 510 East 30th Avenue. When we started doing this, we found out the school was going to actually shut the lunch down, make the kids stay inside. We went actually to the residents around the restaurant, and they kind of came up with what we were asking for, the staying open until 8 o'clock, because nobody gets home till 5:45 or 6 o'clock. Most of them said that they would like to have a beer or a glass of wine with their meal when they go out to have a pizza, things of that nature. So that's really how this all started out, was really with the residents around the store. So we were just trying to help the Little Store stay relevant and also help the community out at the same time. And that was kind of our goal. A lot of these people here today would be in favor, I'm sure. I know most of them here, so. I just want to let you know that's how it all started. I'm looking forward to hopefully continue on in serving the community and so.
It's an impressive following you've brought with you.
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah.
Great, thanks, Ron, appreciate it. Anybody else like to say anything? No? Okay. I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Nobody. Great. That I'll entertain a motion on this case.
I move that we recommend approval of the CUP for the city council with the following conditions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Nobody. Great. Thank you. Thanks everybody for coming out tonight.
I, for one, will be down there very quickly for some pizza and beer.
So,
Besides, we didn't want to get lynched.
yeah, this will also appear on the August 20th City Council agenda.
Great. Thanks, Sarah. Well, with that, I think ask for comments from the public. I think everyone here that wanted to speak has spoken tonight. Ask for comments from staff.
We do have an item that we're working on for your September agenda. So we do expect to have a September meeting. At this point, it's just the one item, so unless something else occurs. There is a webinar series available from the American Planning Association on for planning commissioners that's about staff reports and preparing for meetings and running meetings that we're looking at possibly doing those with you all over a series of, we'd probably do one at a time. They're relatively short, about half an hour, that we thought would be some good training. So we'll probably look at doing those this fall. And I think that's, we have coming up, so your September meeting will be the first Thursday in September. Then on September 7th, that would be September 5th. On Saturday, September 7th, we'll have the second community workshop for our bicycle master plan, 9:30 to 11:30 Saturday morning at the Parks and Rec Center. So I do hope that you have that on your calendar and that you will plan to attend.
Thank you, Sarah. Sounds great. Any questions from commissioners? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, everybody.
want to thank you again for letting me borrow
I
your
haven't been to Little Store Deli in a long time.
Been there for a while.
It's had a couple owners over the last year. I think it's, when I first got here, and that was right, and then
Fast one.
I need to get down there, just,
I've never actually been in it,
Back to the good old
but
days.
I'm excited to check it out. And he must live like right up the street from me. 510 Third. I'm at 501. He looks familiar.
other side of the street, and then,
Did you weld and everything yourself?
Towards, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I was in high school, my buddy would come and pick me up from school when we would stop at the little store.
It's been open for that, it's been open for that, not that, I know you were there like yesterday, but.
Even before that, it was a butcher shop, and then it was
What he did, the trailer was sitting like,
Always kind of been like,
and he welded
yeah.
Right now, so you know, right now, food, right? And they also kind of have like, like chips and candy and things like that.
Yeah, it'll be
Right.
the high school. They want, high schoolers obviously want
I think that makes a lot of sense.
real fast.
Go back to.
That's a bummer though, for the high school students themselves, I can imagine.
I know that they were talking about it. I know that the chief, police chief was really
Police officer to stand guard in
issues
front of.
with them to
Not yet?
traffic
Okay,
and other
that's good.
things. I don't know if they weren't allowed to drive. They were allowed to.
No, it was,
They could drive too.
we used to do that all the time. We'd get off.
When I was in high school, we had so many wrecks.
we would
Every time
drive up
somebody have a wreck, they would threaten. They'd say, "There's another wreck. We're gonna shut down."
Yeah, I remember we had that, you could walk into town too for my school. I feel like they also ended up shutting it down at some point. People were taking pictures, as adolescents tend to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a no-brainer there.
And no other school gets it, the school district can't get it either.
Well, it's kind of the thing now, too, if you read about some of these
Sure, people were not happy. No, I guess not.
Good attendance last night.
Yeah.
Hey,
listening to me.
hey, I'm Laura. I live like right down the street from it.
Okay.
And I feel like you look familiar.
A lot of people do that.
Well, I live at 501,
Okay.
so, yeah, like right down the street. Well, I haven't been to the store yet, so I'm gonna have to check it out.
Breakfast.
Oh, yeah? When do you guys open
It
it?
was at 7 o'clock.
hard fought battle.
Thank you, guys.
Some breakfast wine.
I have a question. How long does it take? So the state of Missouri says it takes up to 21 days to get a liquor license. Here, we're pretty restricted. Then I got on the site and I was looking at the one from the city. How long does the city take?
That's Mallory.
Mallory? Because I didn't know. Because I can't do the city one until I get the state one.
Hey, Mallory,
So that's what I was
ask her. He's got a quick question for you.
So I'm just kind of going through the whole process. Yeah. And I was looking at the city's application. The state says it can take up to 21 days. For the liquor license. Okay. How long does the city take? Because I have to.
Like 3 days, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very quick, and you know, you gotta get the county license too.
Right.
Three licenses, the county is over the counter, I believe. I should've looked at the. And it should've looked at the report. 21 days, because they're outside of Virginia area.
Right.
You should get it quicker than.
Yeah. They just said it could take up to.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to plan in my head. I know I need to get all these things. So.
Yeah.
I want to check that out. They were, yeah, they were like, they're going off.
Basically, you just come in, pay the money, and then ours actual bids, all the junior provide. Yeah. Yeah, quick process.
Yeah, I talked to the state. When you do get to regions,
Yeah, just drive it there, and then, yeah, so Matt Brandner, actually, used to be our liquor guy. Yeah, we had the lasagna for a public works event. That was delicious. Oh my gosh, really good. That's probably our number one thing. Is it? It's easy too. I know, it's good, yeah. Yeah. I'm glad it's all worked out. We're moving along.
Yeah.
What does Tom do now? What the hell? Is that a thing? What's he do though? Do the same thing. Okay, yeah. Well, he works he's a horse critic, yeah. Oh, I thought he made work here. Yeah. Oh, for the city.
Well,
Yeah.
just want to say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Glad that we've gotten
Yep. Got
to
it.
this point.
There we go. This is the next step. Keep going. So.
The 20th should be quick and we'll be done and.
Okay. Sounds great. I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Have a great day.
You too.
Like literally.
But yeah. So, this guy, his name's Jason, he also is a realtor. Oh, is he the, no, never mind, someone else. Okay, he brings us every year a Royals, schedule with his picture on it, and his name's on the front of our paper. Yeah. It's totally ridiculous. I love that for you. So you guys. Yeah, I don't think anyone turned that off. So staff was against it because of the alcohol. The staff was against it because we generally smoke. Okay.
Wait.